Okay, so are you ready to finally unpack all this superfood advice? Like, seriously, you go to the grocery store, you're like, okay, I want to eat healthy. And it's like, goji berries,
Right,
kale chips.
right. It's overwhelming.
It's too much. So
Yeah.
that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? We're going to look at, we've got two really great sources, Harvard Health and the American Cancer Fund. And they've kind of sifted through all the, all the noise, all the hype, and we're going to give you the cheat sheet. What are the things that everybody seems to agree on when it comes to like actual real health benefits from your food?
Yeah, and what's kind of fascinating is that these two sources, they come from kind of different places, different focuses, but they both put berries at the top of the list.
Yeah,
Like they're the rock stars of the produce aisle, berries.
right. And I feel like I kind of knew that berries were good for me,
Yeah.
but like seeing it in both places, Harvard and the American Cancer Fund, it definitely made me like sit up and take notice. And Harvard Health talks about, they're high in fiber, which is great. They're naturally sweet, which we all love.
Yeah.
But then it's the colors, right? Those
Mhm.
vibrant colors. And apparently that means something.
Right, it is. It's like nature's way of showing off antioxidants,
Okay.
specifically this type called anthocyanins.
Okay, now see, there you go with the big words again. Come on.
I know, but stay with me, okay? Think of it this way. Imagine your cells are these little factories,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And they're constantly working to keep you healthy.
Right.
Anthocyanins, they're like these super efficient workers
Yeah.
that also like clean up toxins and prevent damage. It's like having this built-in repair crew for your cells.
So it's not just that it tastes good, it's like you're giving your body the stuff it needs to like function at its best.
Exactly.
And speaking of little things that are really powerful, the American Cancer Fund really zeroes in on blueberries.
They do.
What's the deal with blueberries?
Well, and if we connect it back to those anthocyanins,
Right.
studies have suggested that blueberries and their anthocyanins could play a role in protecting against some cancers. They could slow cognitive decline, we're talking, like brain health. They can even promote heart health. It's like good things come in small packages, like taken to a whole other level.
It's true. It's like those little blueberries, they're packing more of a punch than we realize.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've got our berry boost covered, but there's a whole nother category that both of these sources agree on, and that's cruciferous vegetables.
Yes.
And I always struggle. I'm like, cruciferous, what is that?
Right.
Help me out here.
Yeah, no, you're not alone. So we're talking like your broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage,
Okay.
all part of this veggie family. And man, are they nutritional powerhouses.
So it's like the veggie version of a greatest hits album, it's like all the stars are there.
Exactly.
But what is it about these vegetables that makes them so great?
Well, Harvard Health dives into their nutrient profile. Fiber, vitamins, and then these intriguing phytochemicals that we hear so much about, right?
Okay, break it down for me. What's a phytochemical? Why should I care?
So think of a phytochemical as like plant compounds that act like these tiny shields,
Okay.
protecting ourselves from damage. And cruciferous veggies,
Yeah.
packed with certain types like indoles, thiocyanates, nitriles. All of these are linked to potential cancer-fighting properties.
Wow, so it's like not just eat your greens, it's like eat these greens if you
Yeah.
really want to get the benefits.
Exactly.
And speaking of like powerful plant compounds, both of these sources also give a shout out to tomatoes.
Yes.
And I'm assuming it's the lycopene, right?
Lycopene is the star. And here's where it gets really interesting. The American Cancer Fund points out that our bodies absorb lycopene from tomatoes better when they're cooked.
Interesting.
So that tomato sauce that you're, hopefully enjoying from time to time,
Oh, yeah.
it's doing you more good than you might realize.
Okay, so we've got our berries, we've got our veggies, but both sources also say no superfood conversation is really complete until you talk about healthy fats.
Right.
And I feel like that's where people get confused.
Totally. Fats have definitely gotten kind of a bad rap over the years.
For sure.
But both sources really emphasize the importance of incorporating the right kind of fats. And we're talking avocados, olive oil, nuts, especially walnuts and almonds.
Okay. So what makes those fats different?
So these foods that we're talking about, they're rich in what are called monounsaturated fats. And these have been linked to improved heart health, better cholesterol levels, and frankly, they just make food taste good.
Okay, so it's about choosing those heart-healthy options. Got it.
Exactly.
And both sources seem to have a particular fondness for olive oil.
Oh, olive oil, it's like
I'm seeing a theme here, right?
you are. Olive oil is a cornerstone of what's called the Mediterranean diet, which both sources highlight for its incredible health benefits.
Okay. And it's not just like salads and stuff, right?
Right, exactly. It's like more of a lifestyle approach with olive oil as like a star player.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. And speaking of star players, those walnuts and almonds, those were mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Do they have a place in this Mediterranean lifestyle too?
Absolutely. Nuts and seeds are definitely part of that Mediterranean mix.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is that both sources actually call out walnuts specifically for their brain-boosting potential.
Wait, brain boosting. Tell me more. I can always use a little extra help there.
Right. So walnuts are a great source of this particular type of omega-3 fatty acid called ALA.
Okay.
And Harvard Health suggests that getting enough ALA might help with cognitive function as we age.
I definitely want some of that.
Right.
Okay.
Who doesn't want a little extra brain power as, we go through life?
Sign me up. Okay, so we've got our berries for that antioxidant power. We've got these like really cool, versatile, cruciferous veggies, healthy fats. This is like we're building a solid foundation here for a superfood diet.
We are.
What are we missing?
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about whole grains.
Okay.
They get a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
But both sources really emphasize their importance for overall health.
Okay, so ditch the processed stuff, go with the whole grain goodness. I'm with you. What makes it so special? It's the fiber, right?
Fiber is definitely key, but it's more than that.
Okay.
Whole grains, they're packed with B vitamins,
Okay.
which are essential for energy production. Think of them like your body's spark plugs.
Okay.
They're also a good source of minerals like magnesium, which is involved in over 300 bodily processes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a multitasking nutrient right there.
Multitasking. Tell me about it.
Wow. Any favorites when it comes to whole grains?
Both sources highlight oatmeal.
Okay.
Harvard Health especially, they're big fans.
Okay.
It's all about that soluble and insoluble fiber content,
Hmm.
which can help regulate digestion, keep you feeling full and
Oh,
satisfied.
I'm all about that. I'm already picturing like a warm bowl of oatmeal with some berries on top, a little sprinkle of those walnuts, brain power.
There you go. You're getting it. It's all about, like, how can you combine these things? Make it a meal that, tastes delicious, but is doing your body good,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And speaking of combining, we got to talk protein.
right?
We've got fish, we've got, the healthy fats. But what about other sources of protein?
Great point.
Mm-hmm.
So Harvard Health highlights legumes.
Okay.
We're talking beans, lentils, peas,
Hmm.
fantastic sources of plant-based protein and fiber.
Okay.
They're also packed with folate, which is essential for cell growth and development.
So they're like the multitaskers of the protein world.
They really are.
Versatile, nutritious, pretty budget friendly. I'm into it.
Absolutely. And, don't underestimate their heart health benefits either.
Okay.
Harvard even mentions studies linking legume consumption to a reduced risk of heart disease.
Wow, it's like they're kind of the unsung heroes of the healthy diet world.
I think so.
Okay, so we've got our plant-based protein covered. What about if you're someone who also enjoys animal protein?
Sure.
Any standouts there?
We talked about the benefits of oily fish already.
Yeah.
But both sources also emphasize lean poultry, so chicken and turkey, as great protein sources
Yeah.
without all that added saturated fat that you might get from red meat.
Okay, so it's about choosing those leaner cuts and doing it in moderation. I got it. You know what? It's amazing to me how much information is actually packed into these two sources.
It's true.
It's like we could do a whole week on this.
Oh, easily. And what I really appreciate is that they don't just shy away from addressing some of the misconceptions about superfoods.
Okay.
For example, both sources are very clear that no single food is like the magic bullet
Right.
to perfect health.
Yeah.
It's really about balance and building this like sustainable dietary pattern that works for you.
And that's such a good point because it is easy, I think, to get caught up in that hype of what's the one thing, just tell me the one thing.
Right.
But that's just not how it works, It's about these consistent choices you make over time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, both sources give some really practical tips for how to actually do that.
Okay.
And one of the things I love that they both talk about is the power of simple swaps.
Ooh, I love a simple swap. It's like not overhauling your whole life. It's just making one little change.
Exactly.
What are they saying?
So instead of like that sugary cereal in the morning,
Yeah,
why not try a bowl of oatmeal?
right.
Top it with some of those fresh berries we talked about, maybe a sprinkle of nuts.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Right. Or instead of using, butter or margarine, try cooking with some olive oil.
Yeah.
Just simple things like that can make a big difference.
It's about those little opportunities throughout your day, yeah. What if you're someone who's like brand new to this whole superfood thing and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, where do I even start?
Start small.
Okay.
Both sources actually recommend this.
Yeah.
Try incorporating maybe 1 or 2 new superfoods into your diet each week.
Okay.
Choose things you enjoy,
Yeah.
that you know you're actually going to eat, that will fit easily into your existing routines.
It's about building that repertoire
Yes,
of healthy habits, yeah, and not feeling like you have to do it all at once, which is always good.
exactly. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach here, right?
Right.
You've got to listen to your body, experiment with different foods, find what works best for you.
That's such good advice. It's about making these informed choices and finding what makes you feel your best, you know?
Yes, yes.
Not feeling restricted, not feeling overwhelmed.
And while these sources are packed with amazing information,
Yeah.
they're very clear about this. It's important to seek personalized advice from a healthcare professional. What works for one person may not work for another, right?
Of course.
And it's important to consider any individual needs or any underlying health conditions you might have.
So true. Always, always consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian or whoever to make sure that you're, creating a plan that works for you. It's interesting. We often talk about these superfoods in terms of like physical health,
Right.
but there's so much research now about the impact on our mental and emotional well-being too.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where the conversation gets really exciting, honestly.
Okay, tell me more.
So there's this fascinating area of research called the gut-brain axis,
Okay.
which basically explores this intricate connection between our gut health and our brains.
The gut-brain axis. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So our gut, right, it's home to trillions of bacteria.
Okay.
They play a vital role in digestion, immunity, and get this, brain function.
Wow.
So emerging research is showing that an imbalance in our gut bacteria, which is often caused by poor diet and lifestyle choices,
Right.
can actually influence our mood, our sleep, even our risk for certain mental health conditions.
Really?
Yeah, it's
It's
amazing.
all connected.
It's all connected.
So like eating yogurt, which has those probiotics, could actually be good for your mental health too.
That's what the research is suggesting. Now, it's still an evolving area of study.
Right.
Scientists are still unraveling all the complexities of this gut-brain connection,
Yeah.
but it's becoming increasingly clear that our gut health plays a much more significant role in our overall well-being than we ever thought.
I love that. That's why I love doing these deep dives because it's like constantly learning, constantly making these new connections, you know?
Right. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Exactly. And speaking of connections, let's not forget about the social aspect of food and how like sharing a meal with people that you care about
Yes.
can be such a mood booster too.
Absolutely. So important.
It really is like that feeling of sitting around a table, good food, people you love. It hits different, right?
It does. It does. There's something about it that nourishes your soul as much as your body. Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so we covered a ton in this deep dive. I mean, we were talking antioxidants, simple swaps. Like,
Right.
it's amazing to me how much good information you can pull out of just 2 sources, you know?
I know. It's true. But we really went deep on those superfoods
Yeah.
that like consistently make the cut. We've talked about, debunked some myths, I think, hopefully gave people some tools to work with here.
Yeah, and it's not about being perfect. It's just about making those changes, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Start small, find what works for you. Most importantly, enjoy it.
Yes. Food should be joyful, not stressful.
100%. 100%.
So next time you're at the store feeling overwhelmed, remember what we talked about today? Those berries, all those veggies, right? Healthy fats, fiber, lean proteins. It's like, this isn't just trendy stuff. This is like actually good for you.
That's true. It all works together.
Yeah, it all works together to help you feel your best, right?
Inside and out.
Inside and out, exactly.
And, you don't have to do this alone. If you're feeling lost, talk to a registered dietitian, talk to your doctor, get a plan that's right for you.
Yeah, personalized advice.
Yeah.
So important. So important. It's about feeling empowered to make those changes that really support you,
100%. Well, on that note, I think we've done it. We've unpacked the superfoods.
I think we did.
Hopefully everybody out there feels a little more informed, a little more confident about making some healthy choices.
To your health.
Cheers to that. And until next time, everybody, happy and healthy eating.